Hey there. So sorry about that. Hope everybody's doing well. So happy Labor Day weekend. Well, depending on when you watch this. I'm filming on Friday to post. I'm going to do a couple of videos this week. This is your hey, we're starting the week rundown after checking out the checkpoints and grading the work that's been coming in. So first of all, thanks for your patience. I know that I've had a little bit of a rocky start to the semester, so I have not been rolling out material as quickly as usual. I'm just about caught up, so hopefully we're good from here on out. So looking good so far. I've gotten quite a few questions about APA, and I expect that. So before I get into what we're doing this week, I just want to talk about APA for a moment. So American Psychological Association puts out the APA formatting standards. A lot of you have probably run into APA before in psychology classes, obviously, perhaps in some history courses, sociology, maybe in science. So when we talk about citation styles, each field has its preferred citation styles, and different journals have sometimes their own formatting and citation standards. So at the end of the day, the point of the citation style is to be able to direct the reader to the sources on whatever kind of source page you have at the end. For APA, it's going to be a references page. For MLA, it was a works cited. And the citation standards vary based on what's important to that field. So in MLA format, which most of you are familiar with, having been exposed to that in our English 111 class, MLA is all about being to find that exact information in the publication, right? So you will have the author's last name or whatever comes first in your works cited entry and the page number. There's no extra punctuation. That's it. Now, APA is a little different. With APA, the concern is more on when that information was published. So you'll have the author's last name and you'll have the year in parentheses whenever the author is introduced and in the in-text citation along with the page number if available. I understand that now we are often working with electronic sources that do not necessarily have page numbers. If you don't have a page number, you skip it and move on. Some instructors may require you to use a paragraph number. I do not require that. If there's a page number, if there's a PDF option so that you can see the page number, I encourage that, but not necessarily the paragraph option. So what does this mean? Well, in APA, use more punctuation. APA in-text citations include a comma after the author's name and the year. They use a P period before the page number, but other than that, you follow the same rules. You'll use an in-text citation whenever you quote or paraphrase. You will close quotation marks before the in-text citation and put a period after. In the text, when you refer to article titles and book titles and all that, you'll do it the same way. But on the references page, we treat those titles a bit differently. APA does not call for title case for article titles or book titles. Articles are not put in quotation marks on the references page. You just use regular sentence case. For a book, you'll still italicize its title, but you'll use sentence case for it. But journal titles are still use title case and are italicized as well. I highly recommend you check out the documentation map in the Little Seagull Handbook. If you go to the references section that I had linked to this week, you'll be able to see an example of a document and where all of the components are that you need to cite and the order that you'll put those in. And they use color coding and all that stuff. It's a pretty good resource. So this week, you'll be submitting the citation for the article you're going to use for the science writing assignment. Some folks got really worried last week and thought this was due. We're doing this one piece at a time. So first thing you're going to do is pick your article and cite it, and you'll upload that citation so that I can approve it. I do this for a couple reasons. One, to let you get a little practice with doing the citation. Two, to make sure that you're working with an article that is appropriate for the assignment. You do want to work with something from an academic journal, scientific journal, etc. So we need to be working with that sort of writing. We're not going to be going with the more casual writing, as you see an example of in this week's folder. So the items that we have on our list for this week, We're going to do some paraphrasing and summarizing review. I'll talk about that a little bit in a moment. We will do an exercise with comparing and evaluating articles. I ask you to find and cite your article for the science writing project and get started on that science writing project. And you have quiz, journal, checkpoint, and some reading to do this week. So that's the rundown. I recognize it's a holiday week, and I did give you quite a lot to do. But the good news is it's not going to be a very writing-heavy session for this week. We'll get to that for next week. I've just about got next week's folder, week 4's folder, ready to go for you all. So I will be opening that up this weekend for those of you who are trying to move ahead. And then some more folders will follow in rapid succession. Just got to get a few little hurdles out of the way. So that's where things are. Questions I've gotten have been mostly related to APA and citing. So I'm going to do a few quick tutorials for you all and get those posted. I also want to remind you all that the Writing and Reading Center is doing virtual sessions. So in addition to their online writing lab where you can submit your essay and get feedback electronically, you can also meet face-to-face with someone and collaborate and to get help with anything you're working on. And of course, I'm happy to meet with you too. I've met with a couple of you already. You, of course, can drop into office hours. You can also set up an appointment with me. I know folks have different work schedules. I'm pretty flexible about when I'll meet with you. I do teach a class on Monday night, so that evening isn't usually a great one, but I can sneak away from my family and set up a collaborate if you need that in the evening and whatnot. So all that is to say, more video content coming this week. Oh, another thing I wanted to gauge, if there's interest in doing a live collaborate session, I do these, I have synchronous classes that I'm teaching as well. I'm happy to meet with folks and do a collaborate session. I'm also happy to spin up a recording, if there's a time in the evening or afternoon that people would be interested in so that folks could drop in and ask questions. I'm very glad to do that. Just let me know how I can help you better. So that's the list. I hope everybody has a safe holiday or had a safe holiday if you're watching this on Tuesday. So look for more content this week. I'll drop announcements as I drop content. If you need help, let me know, and don't stress out. Do the best you can with your citation. Don't use a citation generator. Try to do it on your own with the resources you have. But the whole point of that assignment is for me to check it out and make sure you're on the right track so that you will do well with it on your essay. So don't stress, but get it done. So everybody take care, and I will be on to talk to you again soon.